my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. And today was supposed to be a live video, but unfortunately that video couldn't happen for some reason. But today we're doing just a video and basically reviewing the last 6 months of 2022, basically July through December, basically what has been going on in my life, all the struggles, all the stuff that's been going on. And I thought I would go ahead and talk about it. So we're going to start off with July, and let's get to it. So July, the first 2 days were kind of meh. But we get into that third day, and it was actually kind of good because this was actually one of my friends, Taylor, which I talked about in the last live sort of thing. That day was her birthday, so if Taylor, if you're seeing this, remember, you're awesome. So I don't know. I just felt like that day just felt very special, especially for her. Especially since I've always posted about friends' birthdays and stuff, but this one in particular felt special, considering she's one of my really good friends. So it was actually pretty cool. But then we get to the next day, which is 4th of July, which obviously everybody loves 4th of July. Well, not everyone because of what it celebrates. But for me, I had fun this day. Personally, obviously we're not celebrating 4th of July. We're not celebrating America, but it's just a day to at least have some fun and celebrate. Not America, but just celebrate life. That way we get to live in this state, at least. But pretty much after that, obviously I wanted to go to the movies to go see Thor: Love and Thunder, but pretty much after that, I didn't really do anything eventful up until maybe the 22nd, 23rd, and the 30th. But I guess you could say what I've been doing those couple times is really doing stuff on Instagram and TikTok. Really just doing social media in general. Now, I'm not a social media influencer. I just do it for fun because I like to show people what I'm doing so that way I can, get likes, get comments, but nice ones. But if I'm being honest, probably the big thing I've been doing on Instagram up until the 22nd was really just spreading kindness to all of my friends from the past 8th grade. Because I'm pretty sure if you ask someone from my school that went to my middle school, they can literally say, oh yeah, 8th grade was a great year. Probably one of the best years in school history. Yeah, sure, the work was hard and everything, but I'm not gonna lie, when it comes down to the people that you met in 8th grade, at least that went to my school, it was great. And obviously there's that one person that I really cared about, which I kind of talked about it in my other video that I did. But yeah, so pretty much the last week of school, if you remember, I took pictures with my friends, and I wanted to have memories with them, but there was a lot of, add yours things on Instagram that I was able to do, and use those pictures for the Instagram story, and so it was actually kind of cool. I didn't post a lot in January, making posts. I just made stories. So that I thought that was really good. And then when it gets to TikTok, I actually started just using TikTok as a way to talk about movies more, because I'm not movies, but talk more about stuff in general. And I thought that was pretty cool, though. Every time I would post a video, they don't usually get a lot of likes, but I don't care. I really don't. But then we get to, the 22nd, 23rd, which was the days of Comic-Con, which, as a Marvel fan, you can tell I was really excited those 2 days. The first day, which was the Marvel Animation panel, of course, was great for me. And, all the announcements from Spider-Man Freshman Year to Marvel Zombies to What If Season 2 and 3 to X-Men 97 to I Am Groot. All of it was great. And then to put the cherry on top, you watch sort of a W film called The Gray Man, and I'm like, that's a W day. Watching a W film. Plus, they even added X-Men and Deadpool on Disney Plus, so that's great. And then Saturday comes where you basically get the announcements for Phase 5 and Phase 6, plus the trailers for She-Hulk and Black Panther. I was going crazy that night. That was probably one of the best nights for at least for me, and I loved that day so much. But then even then, it was also just a great day for movies. I mean, it was also just a great week for everyone because it's like every weekend every day we're just getting excited for what's to come for Marvel, and I'm like, that's great. So then we get to July 30th, which is the day where I went to get a haircut, which doesn't seem like the biggest criticism ever. I mean, doesn't seem like the biggest thing to talk about, but what's big about this is that I got a new hairstyle. Basically, this hairstyle right here, I mean, I know it's a little bit messy, that's why I'm wearing a hat, but as you can tell, this hairstyle is kind of like my hairstyle for school now, for high school. And so because it was a new hairstyle and I couldn't really take any pictures, basically what I decided, my dad sent me pictures, so what I wanted to do was to make a post about it, considering, but the thing is, I'm not just going to post about it. I figured, why not tag people in it? So, basically, I started this thing where I started to tag people, and I thought it was a little cool experiment to try, which I thought was really nice. And as soon as I posted that, I was like, everybody started going off. Not going off, but they started cheering me on. I'm like, this is exactly what I want. I love this. So, I loved that little experiment. So, yeah, that's pretty much my month of July. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Now let's talk about August. And as you all know, August is probably the most not disappointing, but the most depressing month of the entire year. Because, it's the end of summer, school's starting back up, so it's like, we're finally here. Summer just felt like it just started, and now we're finally going back to school. Why? But, the first week, I didn't really do anything. Honestly, I didn't. It was honestly just kind of boring. Plus, I also got sick the first week of August, which I'm also kind of sick right now, too, if you can hear my voice and stuff. But I guess the big thing that I really did in August was on the 8th when I went to go to my high school for orientation to see what school is like, and we didn't do a tour of where our classes are, but we did a tour of what places in the school are. So we went to the wrestling room, the science room, basically a place to sign up for clubs, to sign up for sports, basically stuff like that. But I feel like the big thing there that really changed my perspective of this is I was, because I was ready to go into high school with a bang. There's some friends from other schools that I knew from my elementary school. They said they'd come into my high school, so I'm gotta meet them again. And then there's a couple good friends of mine that are going to my high school, so I was like, this is awesome. I can't wait to see them again. And I can't wait to start off the year fresh. Great. Can't wait to do that. But there was something that kind of changed my perspective once I went there, in that there was some friends I saw that I haven't seen since 8th grade ended, and it was nice to see them. And one thing I kind of noticed is yeah, they were doing their own thing, which I don't care about any of that. They could do their own thing. But one thing that kind of bothered me a little bit was that, or not bothered me, but one thing that I was worried about was, what if they just forgot about me? They get so attached from all the stuff from all the other stuff they're doing, and they just forget about me. They just don't hang out with me anymore. And it's I didn't want that. And so that's what I had to deal with. And then I started And then I saw everybody's schedules, and most of my friends didn't exactly have classes with me. And that's when I just started thinking stuff like, oh no, I'm not gonna, we're gonna drift apart, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, like, it's not gonna be good. And I'm gonna be completely honest, part of it was like that. Now, if you know Denzel, my two friends, Denzel and Nathan, who are like my best friends of all time, spoiler alert, but we still talk. We still hang out all the time after school. Well, not after school, but like, we still hang out at lunch or before school starts. We still do that. And they're not fake friends, because I'm kind of one of their best friends as well. But, like, other people, yeah, they kinda, when it comes to, like, my other friends, either they went to other schools, either they moved away, or we actually decided to drift away. And that was kind of sad. Or, there are some friends that I did have from my 8th grade post that just don't talk to me anymore, because we all go to different schools now, so kind of difficult to do that. But yeah, and to be clear, if you're feeling bad about me, don't, because I'm not the only person. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one person that was dealing with this the first week, because because that's kind of a fear that everybody has. They don't want to drift away from their friends. I mean, sure, if you have these plans where you guys meet up together every single day after school, and then you go to like McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something, that's you. Me, like, I have to take the bus, so I can't really do anything like that. But one thing for certain that I did notice is that there's a couple people that, the people that they hanged out with last year in 8th grade, they didn't really do that this year. They sort of started hanging out with new people, and then they left their old friends, and I'm like, if you're one of those people, just trust me, I'm there for you. It's okay. Because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of went through it in the beginning of 9th grade, where I was hanging out with someone from a friend from 8th grade, but then something kind of happened, and we just stopped being friends for some reason. I don't really know what the whole thing was, but that's just how it was. And one thing as we're talking about this, one thing that I'll never understand is the things that happen in middle school is still kind of happening in 9th grade, with the relationships and the friendships and all that. The relationships are, I have never met any person that has had a successful relationship without getting so many boyfriends or girlfriends. Like, I've never met any person like that. Like, I just don't understand how you can just like someone, hang out with them for a little bit, break up with them, and then get someone new. Like, that's so weird. Like, do you like someone because you like them, or do you just want attention? Like, I don't understand it. Now, I can't talk about that because I never dated anyone, and I never even attempted. I just find people attractive. That's just it. I don't like anyone, but but that's just me. But yeah, like, if I'm being honest, like, the only successful relationship I remember seeing that I feel like went on that was good was, there was this girl that went to my middle school once, and she was actually like a pretty cool. She seemed like a pretty cool person. Like, she had good friends. She like did cool things. She had cool people. She was overall like a pretty cool person. And like, she had a boyfriend that didn't go to our school, and I'm like, kind of crazy that she's like. But then I saw like on one of her socials saying she was single, and I'm like, oh, so the relationship didn't work out? That's a bummer. And I'm like, because like, I had hope for her. Like, I was hoping that maybe that would probably be at least the only relationship that could work. But unfortunately, I guess not. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, but it's just something I saw. So, whatever. Hopefully she does better. or hopefully she is doing better. But then, pretty much after that day, the rest of the week was okay. August 16th, no, August 12th, I watched some pretty good films, so that was good. Secret Headquarters and Day Shift was pretty good. And then the 13th was actually a day I did two things. First, I went to go to the mall to get some clothes for school because starting school in a couple days, so gotta get some clothes for school. And then after that, I went to my friend Denzel's house for an end of summer party, which was pretty good. It was like the first time I actually hanged out with Denzel outside of school, so like it was fun. So then after that, Sunday, nothing interesting happened. But then Monday was a big day. Obviously, you know what happened here on YouTube. But when it comes to like Instagram and everything, it was actually a big day. Because I wanted to make an end of summer post for summer of 2022. And I didn't really know what to do because I'm just posting the stuff that I did. And like, yeah, the stuff I did was cool. But it's not as interesting of just posting that. Like, I barely hanged out with anyone this summer. I mostly just talked to people online. And it's like, it wasn't exactly as entertaining. So, basically what I decided to do, like, the stuff that I decided to take that stuff of the people I met, the sweet moments I had with my friends online, and basically make that into a post. Now, obviously, I posted on my story first before I did that, so it won't be confusing for the post. But yeah, that's kind of what I decided to do. So, the first one was the friend from 8th grade. I decided to post that because it does count as something for summer. And then I posted something for the friends I made, plus the lady friends I made, the friends I were friends with before summer started, but still kept talking to them over the summer. And then I also had a group chat with some friends from my PE class that I made with a group chat. So it was actually pretty good, cool, and got a lot of love. And then the next day was the first day of high school, which let me kind of walk you through the high school a little bit. So high school is different from middle school because you have to wake up a lot earlier. In elementary school, I don't remember what time I had to wake up. All I remember is that it started from 8:30 or 8:45, and then you got out at like 2:45. Whether you were a car rider or bus rider or you were in aftercare. Middle school, it started at 9:30 or to 4:30, and if you had aftercare, then that's fine. For me, and for middle school, I would wake up at like maybe 6:30, 7. For high schoolers, you gotta wake up at 5 or 6. Now, I wake up at 4:30 or 5 because I have to catch the bus. So, and let me tell you my bus stops go. So, for me, the bus stop I first had a bus stop that came at 6:40. And I would get there at like, 7? But the thing is, like, they had to change it because the bus stop that I had that time was not the right bus stop, so they had to change it. And so then the new bus stop that I had, it came at like 6:52 and then I got there at school at like 7:15. And I'm like, I kind of miss the old bus stop, even though it's not the same one. Like, I feel like my new bus stop should just come earlier, So, and the thing is, it's like that bus for my new bus stop comes for that whole neighborhood. Like, it's not picking up other people. It's that only stop. So, that was cool. So I get to school and, I only had 15 minutes to hang out with my friends and stuff. And then 7:30 is when the day starts. So basically, school starts at 7:40 to 2:40. And also the different thing about high school is you have 8 classes. In middle school, you had 6 classes. And in elementary school, you either had 1 or 2 classes. But in high school, you have 8 classes. Now, you're probably thinking, how are you going to go to all 8 classes in one day without being overstressed? Well, here's the thing. We don't go to all 8 classes in one day. We go to 4 classes a day. So we have these things called A's and B's. And by the way, I'm telling you all this because it's for all the non-high schooler students here, the ones that are like below grade average, that are like in middle school or something. So we have these days called A's and B days, where A days are when we see our first 4 periods, and then B days are when we see our first other 4 periods. So A days are periods 1 through 4, and B days are periods 5 through 8. So that's kind of how it works. So, and also the lunches, honestly, the lunches are kind of weird because as you really think about it, the lunches are like 20, like A lunch is like 24 minutes, and then B lunch is like, is actually 30 minutes. So it's like, I feel like you could have just added that extra 6 minutes for A lunch, and we could have had 30 minutes, but they just didn't decide to do that. So let me just kind of explain the periods that I have. So first period, I have art. Second period, I have study hall. Third period, I have intensive reading. Yes, I did not do well on the FSA for reading last year. And then fourth period, I have math. Fifth period, I have science. Sixth period, I have financial literacy. Seventh, I have English. And then eighth period, I have math again because I have 2 math classes because I did not do well on the FSA last year. So I have Algebra 1. And the first week of high school was cool. It was nice seeing my friends again. That was the highlight of it. But personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It was alright. It was okay. But then we get to, and honestly, I think the best thing about that first week was really just the high school fits. Just feeling like a high schooler. Like that's pretty cool. So, after the first week of high school, it was good. And then I went to Universal again for my mom's birthday. And it was actually pretty fun. I got to go on so many other rides. Obviously, I did a whole vlog and stuff. So, you guys can go check that out. But overall, just going back to Universal again was good. And that's pretty much all for August. Now we can move on to September. And for September, there wasn't really a lot that happened this month. I guess you could say there were I will say there were a lot of birthdays. Definitely a lot of birthdays in September. But I thought it was a good time. I thought it was a good time to really be living. And there was a lot of nice people that I was able to talk to and stuff. And I guess you could say the D23 stuff was cool. That Friday where you announced The Little Mermaid and Inside Out 2 and Elemental, that was great. Personally, it was great. It was great, but then the second day was just kind of disappointing. So then you get to September 30th, actually, let's talk about the whole week. The whole last week of September, where you get Monday off, and then you get only one day of school, and then you get basically the rest of the week off. And I'm like, how is this whole week off? Because of a hurricane. And those 2 days didn't even matter. Like, we literally could have gone to school. I mean, I'm glad we didn't, but it's like kind of weird. And then September 30th, I didn't go to school, even though there was school that day. Personally, September 30th was my homecoming, my high school homecoming. And overall, it was good. It was alright. 8th grade prom was definitely better. I guess it was because there was a lot more students there that were my grade. But that's just how I feel. And that's pretty much all for December. Like I said, there's not much that happened into September. Alright, so we get to October, and I would say that this was a good month, but I can't say that it was, like, amazing. I would say it was definitely a lot of fun. The first weeks or so stuff, it was enjoyable for like watching movies and watching movie trailers and stuff like that. But then once you got to like the middle of it, it actually got fun where I had this one day on Friday in my financial literacy class where we turned in a project and we literally didn't have anything else to do. So we were just taking pictures and videos of people of our friends together, and it was fun. And it was just so fun and so funny. And I'm like, today was fun. Like, yeah, that was a great day. So then, obviously, I believe on that Sunday, I believe it was the 16th, October 16th, I went to go see Halloween Ends. Y'all already know my thoughts on that movie, so I don't really need to speak on it again. And then the 18th, I actually went to go to New York. Or I believe it was the 19th or something. It was a pretty good, fun trip. Definitely not as I thought it would be. I thought 2018 New York trip was much better, if I'm being honest. So that's kind of my thoughts on my New York trip. And then pretty much the next big thing after New York trip was really Halloween, which at first I didn't really know how it was going to be planned out, but somehow it turned into such a great night where I was hanging out with Nathan and Denzel, which, if you know, I hanged out with them for his birthday. And at his birthday party, I wasn't really able to get any pictures. I only posted, like, a video post for him. I posted saying I had fun with you guys, and then I posted a happy birthday thing, but it wasn't a lot. I didn't get to make a post about it because there were no pictures taken. So it's like, but this time I finally got to do it, and it was awesome, so I'm glad I got to do that. So Halloween definitely ended October on a good note. Mos Def. Alright, so November was also a very good month, but at the same time it wasn't exactly, perfect. I will say, that first weekend, I was talking with a friend. So about the week I went to New York, I was kind of pretty much in October. I kept seeing all these accounts on my Instagram that were people from Millennium that I've seen around school, but I don't know them like that. So it's like, why would I follow them? And so I just kind of decided to, just go ahead and follow them. And there was one friend in particular that seemed like a fun person who was friends with one of my friends from 8th grade who happens to go to another school. And somehow, of all the people, she's probably one of the best friends I've ever made. And to the person that's watching this, you know who you are. I mean, from her humor, to her love for Marvel, to her kindness, she was a great friend. And we were kind of talking about that friend from 8th grade that I had, and she was kind of talking about, well, we're going to go see Black Panther on the 19th. What if you want to come with us? And I was like, wait, I'm going to see Black Panther the opening weekend, but if I'm able to see it the weekend after, I most definitely will. And I was thinking, like, well, why? And I was kind of excited for this because, like, I get to meet the friend I was talking to, I get to reunite with my friend, and I'm also going to make some new friends. And as I was thinking about this, I was like, I'm probably going to be the only boy here, so might as well bring in some of my other friends that like movies and like Marvel and stuff, so might as well do that. And then the next week pretty much was just basically another just one day school day. And it was pretty fun, just staying at home, not doing anything. And what was great was that you only had one day off. Is that technically it was gonna be a short week anyway, because you only had 2 days. You only had 3 days to go to school and then 2 days off. But it still would have been a short week anyway. But I was excited for this because I'm like, no matter how the school week went, you would have had school. You would have had wouldn't hadn't had school any other any other day. Like, it's true. So you wouldn't have school on that Friday, and that Friday is when Black Panther 2 comes out. So I'm like, let's go. I want to go watch Black Panther 2 on Friday. No school. Let's go. Though I watched it on Saturday, so it was fine. So then we get to the day of when I went to go reunite with my friend for her. And what was also great about this is when I went to go see my friend, it wasn't just going to see a movie. It was also her birthday and also the 1-year anniversary of when we first met. Well, not met, but when we first became friends and really started talking. And it's like, it's great that it's been 1 year since we've been friends and we're now reuniting. And who knows when I'll see her again. And honestly, it was honestly really nice seeing her. I will say this, throughout this experience, and also, if you'll also kind of think about it, this is also kind of like something new for me because of all the people that I hang out with, Denzel and Nathan are the only people I really hang out with. Like, if you look at my birthday party, Mamiya and Leah Taylor, I haven't hanged out with ever since. And then all the other things that have happened, besides one thing in December that I'll talk about in just a little bit. Denzel and Nathan are the only people I've really hanged out with this year. They're mostly the people I've hanged out with this year. And so it was a fun experience. I will say there were some things I wish I could have done. Basically because, first off, the person that invited me couldn't even go. So, but she had her reasons. The friend that I was reuniting with, I was able to see. And also, we couldn't even sit. All of us couldn't even sit together. And we went to AMC, so it's like, that's how it's going to be, I guess. And then also, I guess we'd say I did get some good stuff out. Seeing my friend again. Seeing another one of my friends that I invited. And, of course, seeing a W film again. So, that was pretty good. So, I enjoyed the night. There just are some things I wish that I could have done more better. And it just got me thinking, well, this seems like a cool experience to, reunite with some old friends. Why don't I do this next month when the year is almost over and we do something together? And I was thinking, that's when the idea came up. And you'll hear about it in the December part. But, so basically, pretty much the next big thing after that was Thanksgiving, which I was blown away by this day. Not really just by the food and the overall day with family and stuff, but what I really was appreciated by was just how many nice people said some great things about me. Where there was this one girl that I was texting, and she was kind of like, and this is a girl that I talked to on Instagram that she follows me, but she doesn't like any of my posts, she doesn't like my stories, she doesn't comment on anything, she just looks. And granted, whenever I text her, she answers back. But from what she said, I can tell that she has paid attention. She says that she thinks it's really cool that I post on my friends' birthdays and all that. I'm like, well, I'm just doing what everyone else is doing. I'm just doing, because it feels like from how many friends I've got, it feels like that, I feel like I'm already fitting in, If everybody else is doing that, why can't I? What's the problem? So, I don't like to think about it too much of how big of a massive impact that is, but if other people think that's a good thing, then seems most likely of all their friends in that little group there, seems like I'm the person that does the most on my page, I guess. Maybe they just don't follow other people on Insta like me, I guess. I guess that's just me. But yeah, and I also got to talk to a lot of great friends. I also got to reunite with some friends and talk to them too. So overall, it was just a great day. Then, of course, pretty much the rest of that weekend was, of course, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, plus decorating for Christmas, so that was fun. So overall, it was just November was great. It was definitely a great month. Alright, now we get to December, and this might be my favorite month of the entire year. Where it feels like every week was just something great and exciting. So like the first week, was half November, half December. And the first day obviously was great because of so many trailers that came out. But then also but then you get December 2nd and 2 periods. I don't have to go to my first 2 periods because I get to go watch a movie. I got 215 minutes on this intensive reading thing for my intensive reading class. So I got to go to the media center to go watch Black Adam, and it was great. And then I go on my second period, and I have the funnest time of my life. And I get to post something about it. And I'm like, that's great. That's the testament of time. I love that. So then you get, on the second week, nothing really interesting happens. But then you get the third week where it kicks off with December 13th with the Across the Spider-Verse trailer. Pretty good. I'll talk about it on TikTok in a few. But that was also a great day. But then you also get on Thursday. Well, actually on Wednesday, I was listening to the Spider-Verse soundtrack a lot. For some reason, I don't know. It's just a really good soundtrack. And then Thursday, because it's kind of like the last week before school, like before it's normal, and so I wanted to give out candy canes to my friends, but in exchange for a picture, just to have a memory before 2022 ends, so that way I can include it in my end of year video. And this was such a great day, where it's like I only took 5 pictures with 5 people, but it was great. I gave so many other candy canes to so many other people, but it was great. I thought it was a great thing. And then you get to Friday and you make more memories, more pictures for more people. It was just another W day. But then you get to Friday, December 16th, that Friday night, and we have a movie night thing at my school, going to watch Home Alone. Home Alone. And they technically changed it to Elf because they said Home Alone was too boring. And when I heard about this, I was like, it sounds fun, but what exactly is gonna happen here? Because it's like we're just gonna be watching a movie, and that's it. Plus, we're gonna be looking very goofy in our pajamas. So I didn't really know what to expect from this. So I was gonna go there with my friend Marlon, but he couldn't go. So I was just kind of a loner. But as soon as we were walking in, they were talking about some coyote coming in. Like, I was thinking someone was dressed up as a coyote, or were we gonna start seeing a coyote run through the hallways? But then they said that the coyote ran across the street. So I'm like, okay, so it was a real coyote, but it's not in the school. Okay. So then I saw Mia and Aaliyah, so we decided to pair up, and it was just the 3 of us, and then one of her friends, and then a couple of other people started to join us, and as soon as other people started coming, I'm like, this is fun. This was just a W night. I've watched Home Alone and Elf many times, but I didn't come here to watch a movie that I've seen before. I'm coming here because I want to hang out with my friends. That's the whole thing of why I wanted to do this. And somehow it was just a great thing. Oh, and then even then, I even got a picture with one of my friends from the one I was planning to give a candy cane to, which I wasn't able to do it earlier in the day, so good thing I got a picture with her before the year ended, and I suppose that she cares. So then we get to December 17th, which was the day I went to go see Avatar: The Way of Water. And if you guys can tell, when I made a post saying for the end of year for the holiday movie night thing, I said just wait till tomorrow, and that's what I meant by this. I'm going to watch Avatar with my friends tomorrow, and that I invited 3 friends to come, technically 4, but one of them couldn't go. And 2 of them I'm meeting for the first time, and one of them I'm reuniting with since 8th grade. And it was just such a great time. Of course, I loved meeting my 2 new friends, but reuniting with my old friend was something special. And it's like, I keep looking back at it, it's like, it was such a good time, but it should have been longer. I should have planned something longer, that it shouldn't have been just 5 hours, or at least like 2 hours or 3. It shouldn't have been that long. It really should have been longer. But I was at least able to give her a hug before I left, so that was great. So then Monday comes, holiday movie, pajama day at school, pretty good, comfy as hell. That's what I said in my caption. And also, this was a day that was technically midterms week, which is not really gonna be the normal school week. So a lot of people were just staying home. And I was thinking like, well, I'm probably gonna take all my midterms because I got something wrong with my midterm thing. And I was thinking that this was gonna be a hell of a week because of the midterms, and we're not gonna be able to have early release or stay in school. And as soon as we got to Wednesday, because many people weren't even here, I'm starting to think like, bruh, why am I here? I should just be at home. Like, it's boring. I don't want to, like, sure, being on my phone in class is cool and all, but being on it in every class is boring as hell. I don't want to do that. So pretty much up until Thursday, I just started staying home because it's like I didn't want to be here anymore. And then, you know, Christmas came in. I also saw some of my old family members that I haven't seen since 2019, so it's like their first time seeing me as a teenager, not as a little kid anymore. So it was great. Then Christmas came. It was also great. Got a lot of great presents. You can go check out my Preston Hall video. I will say, Christmas went by a little fast, if I'm being honest. It really did. It's like, it's already January. Crazy. And then, a day before the year ended, my friend Marlon invited me to go to the mall. And I was thinking, like, what if I invited one of my friends that I wasn't able to meet before the year ends, and finally she was able to come, and we were able to make some memories, and we're able to continue that in the new year. So I'm like, that's great. I love that. I'm so excited for that, and I'm glad we got to meet before the year ended. And then, of course, New Year's was great, and that really leads us to where we are now. With me being sick, of course. A great way to start the year off. Wow. But overall, to give you my overall thoughts on the year of 2022, I think this was a year that had a lot of great ups. Definitely a couple downs, but mostly ups because people were just plain out rude. But at the same time, there was also those real ones, and I'm glad you guys stayed for that. For New Year's resolutions, I'm just shutting out all the people that just don't give me worth. If you don't, if I've tried to give you worth in the past, but you just leave me like, you just leave me on scene or something, I don't care. I don't care anymore, because you don't matter to me anymore. And I guess just start hanging out with more people. Not hanging out with the same people I've hanged out with last year, but hanging out with newer people and making more friends and new people and just doing better in this year. So that's pretty much my thing for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the about section over there. Whew, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.